Chapter 7. The healing power of art in action. Intrigue. Noun. Intrigue is the making of secret plans to harm or deceive people. The royal palace was filled with intrigue. Verb. If something, especially something strange, intrigues you, it interests you and you want to know more about it. Fairy tales can intrigue most children. Troupe. A troupe is a group of actors, singers, or dancers who work together and often travel around together, performing in different places. She joined a dance troupe and traveled all over Europe. Extensive. If something is extensive, it is very great. The blast caused extensive damage, shattering the ground floor windows. The security forces have extensive powers of search and arrest. Impromptu. An impromptu action is one that you do without planning or organizing it in advance. This afternoon the Palestinians held an impromptu press conference. The children put on an impromptu concert for the visitors. Meander. If a speech, account, or piece of writing meanders, it seems to move from one topic to another without any order or purpose. His talk appears to meander but by the end focuses attention on the true state of affairs. His talk appears to meander but by the end focuses attention on the true state of affairs. Antidote. An antidote is a chemical substance that stops or controls the effect of a poison. When he returned, he noticed their sickness and prepared an antidote. Something that is an antidote to a difficult or unpleasant situation helps you to overcome the situation. Massage is a wonderful antidote to stress. Petrified. If you are petrified, you are extremely frightened. Perhaps so frightened that you cannot think or move. I've always been petrified of being alone. Most people seem to be petrified of snakes. Cowardice. Cowardly behavior. He openly accused his opponents of cowardice. His cowardice reflects on his character. Falafel. A ball or cake of ground spiced chickpeas, deep fried. Falafel, on the other hand, is great and sets new standard for falafel crunch. Percolating. If an idea, feeling, or piece of information percolates through a group of people or a thing, it spreads slowly through the group or thing. New fashions took a long time to percolate down. All of these thoughts percolated through my mind. Protagonist. A protagonist in a play, novel, or real event is one of the main people in it. Life is like a theater. Everyone is the protagonist of its own drama. Graciousness, politeness and good manners. His humility and graciousness have won our hearts. She impressed others as a person of extraordinary graciousness and kindness. Kiln. A type of large oven used for making bricks and clay objects hard after they have been shaped. Recollections. A memory of something. I have many pleasant recollections of the time we spent together. Resourceful. Skilled at solving problems and making decisions on your own. She's a very resourceful manager. He's very clever and endlessly resourceful. He was amazingly inventive and resourceful, and played a major role in my career. Quilting. The activity of making quilts, or the material used for making quilts. Wreath. An arrangement of flowers and leaves in a circular shape, used as a decoration or as a sign of respect and remembrance for a person who has died. Stencil. A piece of card, plastic, metal, etc. into which shapes have been cut, used to draw or paint patterns onto a surface. Sprung up. To start to exist suddenly. Thousands of new businesses have sprung up in the past couple of years. Twigs. A small, thin branch of a tree or bush, especially one removed from the tree or bush and without any leaves. Moss. A very small, green or yellow plant that grows especially in wet earth or on rocks, walls, and tree trunks. Resonant. Clear and loud, or causing sounds to be clear and loud. A deep, resonant voice. A resonant concert hall lament. An expression of sadness over something, or a complaint. Baker's lament was that his schedule kept him away from his family too often. He lamented his students' lack of interest in the classics. Perpetuate. To cause something to continue, increasing the supply of weapons will only perpetuate the violence and anarchy. The aim of the association is to perpetuate the skills of traditional furniture design. Anthropology. The study of the human race, its culture and society, and its physical development. Reverence. A feeling of respect or admiration for someone or something. She has feels great reverence for her professors. Longing. A feeling of wanting something or someone very much. He gazed at her, his eyes full of longing, a longing look. A longing for his homeland. Wonderment. Great and pleasant surprise. He listened with quiet wonderment as his grandfather told him of his life in the circus, spontaneous, happening or done in a natural, often sudden way, without any planning or without being forced. His jokes seemed spontaneous, but were in fact carefully prepared beforehand. Approving she's such a spontaneous, lively woman, midwife, a person, usually a woman, who is trained to help women when they were giving birth. A feeling of great respect sometimes mixed with fear or surprise. I've always held musicians in awe. As children we were rather in awe of our grandfather. You can't help but stand in awe of, equals respect greatly and fear slightly, powerful people. Sclerosis, a medical condition that causes body tissue or organs to become harder, especially the arteries, equals thick tubes carrying blood from the heart. Yearn, to wish very strongly, especially for something that you cannot have or something that is very difficult to have. Despite his great commercial success he still yearns for critical approval. Beckon, if something beckons, it attracts people. For many young people, the bright lights of the city beckon, though a lot of them end up sleeping on the streets. Fiery, bright red, like fire. A fiery sky, sunset. The sun was now sinking. A fiery ball of light in the west. A helicopter crashed in a fiery explosion and Leisure. She tried to hide her fiery blush. Recapitulate, formal for recap, to repeat the main points of an explanation or description. Finally, the teacher recapped the main points of the lesson. To recap, our main aim is to increase sales by 15% this year. Squirm, to move from side to side in an awkward way, sometimes because of nervousness, embarrassment, or pain. Nobody spoke for at least 5 minutes and Rachel squirmed in her chair with embarrassment. The fish squirmed on the ground for a few moments and then lay still. Grimace, to make an expression of pain, strong dislike, etc. in which the face twists in an ugly way. He tried to stand and grimaced with pain. Thomas made a little grimace. Perhaps he thought the wine was sour. Paradoxically, in a way that seems impossible or difficult to understand because of containing two opposite facts or characteristics. Paradoxically, the prohibition of liquor caused an increase in alcoholism. As the epidemic ravaged the community, it paradoxically strengthened it. Rheumatoid arthritis. Rheumatoid arthritis shrine. A shrine is a place of worship which is associated with a particular holy person or object. He built a chapel as a shrine to the memory of his dead wife. Elvis's home has become a shrine for his fans.